Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairy Muppet, and welcome back to the quarterfinal series between TaeJa and Rain for the WCS Season 2 final series. And a very interesting thing I've noticed is that you've got the different regions, right? You've got the European and the American and the South Korean and all that sort of stuff. And I've noticed that players that aren't from that region, but they're playing on it for the purposes of the tournament, always seem to be in Gold League. I mean, they just do go on there and they're just messing around. They do a couple of placement games, and they always seem to land in Gold League. So I don't think I've ever seen any in Platinum or Diamond or anything like that. The players that I've played there for a long time, they're always in Masters or Grandmasters or something like that. But the players who, they're always in Gold League. So I'm thinking maybe Gold League is the best possible league you can get into the first time you ever do a series of placement matches on that region. Or you just haven't done any games for like a year or so, and you do your one game to jump into a placement again, and suddenly you're in gold no matter how you do. So yeah, it's really, really interesting. I've seen tons of these high-level tournament games where all the Masters player level players are in Gold League or something like that. So it's the only explanation I can think of, but it sort of makes sense. And here we go. Are we going to be seeing, it looks like we are going to be seeing a command center before barracks. So very, very ballsy move, but luck is going to be on his side with Rain scouting over here instead. And I don't know if Rain would have been able to do too much about it. I don't know if he wanted to do too much about it, because, I mean, what's he going to do? Send one Zealot over there? Look at this map. It's freaking huge. The Zealot would take like 10 minutes to get over there. And yeah, so I don't think TaeJa's too worried about that. Luckily, the probe is going to take a very, very long time to get over there. So he should be fine. And he's going to send his own SCV over to scout. And he's going to start up the top side. So he is picking the wrong direction, just the same as Rain is. So you're very, very interesting. But of course, the fact that this probe is going to take so long to find it does mean that Rain is going to be quite behind when it comes to scouting this fast expansion. And he needs to scout it very, very fast, because then he can say, alright, TaeJa's gone for a very, very fast expansion. Attacking it, not really an option, because it's just too far away, and unless he wants to go for a 4-gate or something like that. But I don't know, man. I mean, maybe a 4-gate would work. I think a 4-gate probably would work, actually, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, he couldn't 100% expect the command center to go down that fast. You'd expect a barracks before command center, and in that case, TaeJa could probably hold off a 4-gate, I would say. But anyway, Rain finally seeing it, and the command center going down. Yeah, I mean, quite a bit after TaeJa's. That's the main thing here. TaeJa is going to have a command center down quite a bit before Rain, and Rain has been chrono boosting out workers, but I do not know. I think TaeJa is going to take the worker lead here in a second. And you've got to remember that the chrono boost for Rain is going to be sort of countered by the mules for TaeJa. So if TaeJa manages to stay even workers with Rain, then he is actually ahead. It's only Rain has to be ahead in workers by like 4 or 5 for it to be about even in terms of the economy. So really, really great job by TaeJa to get those out nice and early. And the SCV finally getting in, finally going to be scouting this, and the Stalker just going to blow that up straight away. So he's not going to be seeing any of the stuff going down here. The early robo he might have been interested in, but then again he might have been expecting that anyway, so. But yeah, just not much happening in this game too much, I should say. I mean, even with Rain not getting the Nexus until like a minute and a half after TaeJa, there's still a very, very fast expansion. And both players just going to go for a ton of economy nice and early. This Stalker coming in, he is going to see a single bunker. And this SCV, I don't know what he was planning on doing. Maybe taking the watchtower. Maybe even getting a third down, but that That's a little bit crazy. And he just snuck past that Stalker. I'm pretty sure the Stalker did not see it. SCV looks like he's just going for a bit of a scout. The Observer seeing the SCV. And Rain obviously does not want to see a nice fast third base coming out from TaeJa. But of course, TaeJa will probably just build it back in his base and then fly it over. In which case, this Stalker is absolutely useless. So you can watch for army anyway. You can watch out for a nice early triple M push. And the Observer is over here. And that is going to be all the scouting that Rain needs for now. Look at these guys. They're going to see the Observer. The Observer is sort of duking around a little bit. It's a great chance to snipe this. And sniping the very early Observer is going to be awesome. Does he see it? Does he have enough for a scan? He doesn't have enough for a scan. So he's just going to have to follow it around. I'm pretty sure he's seen it. Trying to keep an eye on it right now. But he just does not have enough for a scan. Hoping it flies next to this missile turret. Oh, it's close to the missile turret, but not quite there. I think Rain saw the missile turret just in case. Another Observer coming over there got knocked out. And very, very unfortunate. So where is the scan going to come? It's 49, 50. There it goes. And the Observer goes down. So that's 2 Observers that have been taken out in a matter of minutes. But, wow, look at this. Third base going down very, very quickly for Rain. And TaeJa, of course, going for his own third base. So both players quite happy to just sit back and go for an insane amount of macro. Although, TaeJa, did TaeJa see this? I do not think that he did. So that's potentially going to be, what do we got here? Just Zealots? That's alright, I guess. I was thinking DTs for a second, but Zealots? I mean, Zealots are going to be okay. You'll just have to redivert some of these reinforcements to move over there. Here's a ton of the army over there, just going to be securing this third base. A hallucinated Phoenix coming across. Maybe going to try and divert the army over here. But that thing goes down really, really fast, and there's no point diverting the army because it's already over here. Already going to be going in and doing some nice attacks. And here we go, the Warp Prism moving in. And suddenly TaeJa needs to start defending his base. He's got a whole bunch of units over here. Should be enough, I think. Unless the Warp Prism stops and starts warping in a bit more, but I think it should be enough with 1 Marauder in there, and the SCV is taking care of that, so that should be fine. Over here, he's going to split up his forces. Not sure if that's a great idea. These guys are going to have to run 2 Colossus out very, very early. The Marauder's going to try and stim in and snipe one of them out. He might be able to. There we go. 1 Colossus going down, the next one going down as well. And yeah, Rain was not expecting that. Just... yeah, you send out the Colossus and you expect units to run, but these guys did not run. They just turned around and they charged screaming at the Colossus, and the Colossus were like, holy shit. And there we go, taking out the third base. Really, really nice play from TaeJa. Not afraid to get in there and take some punches to knock out the Colossus, and now he is in a commanding position in this game. I don't know if he can continue the press. This overcharged Nexus is going to be quite devastating. 2 shots to take out a Marine, it looks like. So yeah, not going to be fun at all. I don't know how much damage this does, but it looks like it got cancelled there or just ran out or something. A nice bit of force fields there. And he cannot stim and run in to take out the Colossus. He can try, but Rain doing a bit better job of trying to run his Colossus back. It's still so close to being taken out there. Zealot's finally blocking the ram. He's actually jumped into a medevac, lifted off, then dropped back down, and managed to take out the Colossus, but he lost too many units, and even a medevac dropping down there. Another Warp Prism coming down. Bunch of Zealots getting down there, but yeah, TaeJa doing a great job at defending there. How many workers have we lost though? It's Shift L. And this actually says quite a lot about how the game has gone so far, because I mean, TaeJa has done a great job destroying 3 Colossus at the 13-minute mark. That's unheard of. It's hard enough just to build 3 Colossus by the 13-minute mark, but TaeJa destroying them, really, really nice. But the fact is, I mean, Rain has destroyed quite a lot of Marines, and he's destroyed workers. TaeJa has not killed a single worker from Rain, and Rain has been slaughtering workers all damn day. Now, the fact that he pushed this Nexus back, managed to destroy that, is potentially going to even it up. But yeah, he's definitely going to have a problem here. Here we go, Viking finally coming out. And I don't know if he's going to... there we go. So the guy's managing to come out, and we've got a DT out here. Does he have energy? I do not know if I'd bet on it. There we go. The DT running straight into the mineral line. And TaeJa's like, oh crap, this is not good. But he's managed to push in really, really far with a bunch of medevacs here. Did not really do too much there. Just sort of hit a bunch of stuff. And look at this beautiful factory. He should have been on top of the... we're looking at it here. He's got a scan down. Finally managed to get a scan. And that wiped those guys out. So very, very nice there. But I feel like... yeah, look at this, man. He's got up from 12 to 23. So Rain really, really putting the hurt on TaeJa's economy with those constant warp drops. And... yeah, I mean, TaeJa's starting to suffer for it. He's 10 workers behind. And he really needs to do something. The fact that he's got 3 bases doesn't really mean squat anymore, because Rain has 3 bases as well. Trying to get a missile turret up. But, God, tell me he sees this DT. Please tell me. There he goes. The missile turret. Going to be seeing it. He might. There we go. Scan just for good measure. Please do not tell me. There we go. DT not quite managing to get out of the range of the scan. And TaeJa right now needs to attack the economy. He's a good position here to really hit the economy. He's putting a drop down there to push the army out, and if he's smart here, he can take out a lot of workers. He's going for the expansion right now, which is definitely going to be good, but I do not know. Maybe he should have gone for the workers. I feel like just because he's lost so many workers. Although, overall, that is definitely going to help him, because he's 10 workers behind, but he's got the same amount of gas, and he's got 500 more minerals per minute. And that is because, I mean, Raid simply cannot mine here because his base has been taken out. So it doesn't matter if you have 1 million workers. If you do not have a base for them to mine off, you're not going to be able to mine anything. So TaeJa's still in a good position, despite being 10 workers down in terms of the economy. And he's just got to keep getting his stuff up. He's got a very, very decent amount of Vikings. He's got a very, very decent amount of Triple M with 2 upgrades. What the hell is this upgrade for? Ghost. So he's getting the Ghost tech down as well. He's getting everything he needs. Look at this poor bastard. He should really be mining something. So it's going to be looking to be a lot like the previous game with Colossus, and then Rain moves into a whole bunch of High Templars. I wonder if he'll be able to do anything a bit better than he did last game, because last game his High Templar weren't quite up to scratch as far as actually, and they did a really good job, but TaeJa just did a better job, and the Ghost going in there did a great job. Look at this pylon, beautiful placement. Going to see that drop, and TaeJa has no choice but to drop down, wipe this out, and I'm unsure if they're actually going to drop anymore. They're just going to pull back, wait, and the main force of his army going around there, but that's a bit crazy because a nice flank going in there could be really nice. TaeJa just scanning himself. There must have been an observer on top of him or something like that. And we're starting to see the proxy pylons all over the place to warp in the Zealots and Dark Templars to continually harass this base, as we do have a missile turret and a bunker though. So TaeJa adapting very well to the presence of Dark Templar in this game. And I feel like he should be fine. This probably needs some units in it though, because a DT could just waltz in here and start whacking out workers. And I suppose some reinforcing guys would probably help out there. There we go, the probe. The probe who thinks he is a DT is going to go in and start attacking stuff. Not sure if that's a great idea. Ghost taking it out in 2 shots. I think there were 2 normal hits, not snipes. And look at this. Actually, Ghosts do 50 damage versus Psionic. How much health do the bloody High Templars have? 40 and 40. So yeah, 2 snipes take them out. That is not a lot. Not a lot at all. Oh, beautiful, beautiful snipes on these guys. The scans, of course, helping them out so much. And, I mean, Rain cannot afford to lose that many High Templars. He can afford to lose them after he storms, but before he storms, here we go. Zealots coming in. Will the bunker be able to hold on? That is the question. I do not know. Nice EMP going down is going to be making this a lot easier, and it looks like the bunker is going to be able to hold on with the help of that EMP. And I guess TaeJa pulling his forces back, thought there may have been another wave or maybe a couple of DTs or something like that, but not quite. He's got his own fourth base actually down, converting that into a planetary. Very, very nice. It's going to be protected from all sorts of zealot harass. And look at these observers, man. Such good placement on the observers, but TaeJa doing such a great job at continuously seeing them and taking them out. I'm not sure if he was just being paranoid. He actually saw the observer shimmer there, but I think he saw the observer shimmer there. And there we go, trying to take out some High Templar, taking out the observer. Some storms starting to go down, but they're not hitting a ton of stuff here. Feedback on the ghosts, always a good idea. And yeah, another observer going down. I mean, Rain is just losing observers left, right, and center. He's starting to actually get some Archons. He's not feeling the storms are working for him anymore. So starting to get a couple of Archons, and Archons will be okay, but with such a heavy amount of Marauders in this army, I don't feel like they're going to be really, really that awesome. Upgrade-wise though, Rain is doing pretty good, 2-3. TaeJa, of course, has 3-3, so it's going to be very nice, and forcing the cancel on the fourth base. TaeJa's been doing such a good job at getting a bulk of army units right in there to where they need to be, to taking out the third base, taking out the fourth base, just slowing down the economy of Rain. You can see he's always behind as far as the mineral income, and that is not just because of mules, it's because the base has gone down as well. Look at the beautiful ghost, anticipating the High Templars coming in, and a single zealot coming in just out of range. So these guys are going to have to jump out and take care of that guy, which is, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But here we go. He looks like he's choosing this as a nice staging point. Trying to get a Storm Off on the Vikings didn't quite work. And I would actually like to see a Terran player build one of those towers, the wide vision towers that shows up the red guys on the radar. I can't remember what the hell they're called, but yeah, that would be really, really awesome. We got an SCV who can, yes, the sensor tower. We should probably get a couple of sensor towers over there, maybe. I don't know, just build them a little bit so you can see all the High Templars coming in from the side. But anyway, he sort of pulled back out there. And, oh man, if the Zealot starts taking out Ghosts, that is going to be bad news all over the place. I feel like you should send a couple of Marauders over there to start whacking out pylons. But here we go, nice engagement, maybe? Maybe? I do not know. Rain has the high ground, but TaeJa also has the high ground through scans. So... and there's no range bonus for being on the high ground, it's just vision. And there we go, the Ghost cloaking up the High Templars. Getting a nice EMP down on them, so not able to storm. I feel like Rain should have been storming a little bit faster there. These guys, thinking about doing a storm, but not quite. And once again, we're going to cancel. And we do have a nuke coming down from TaeJa. So Rain cannot move in there. Almost certainly going to cancel this nuke now that Rain is not going to be moving in to try and... is actually going to let it go down. It's very interesting because that was a complete waste of a nuke once he actually let it go down. And there we go, Rain moving in once again. And maybe another nuke coming down. Look at this High Templar. Oh, managed to get feedback on a Ghost, but just barely. That was half of a quarter of a second before he actually got taken out. Nice storm going down on the Vikings though. The Viking numbers starting to get a little bit low. And that is definitely not good because he needs to keep his Viking numbers up. Let's see, we have 3 Colossus and 7 Vikings. So it's still okay. It's not as high as it really should be. I feel like he should get a couple more. There's one more coming out. But it's okay. I mean, it's definitely okay. And right now, Rain having a lot of trouble trying to keep this 4th base up. And meanwhile, TaeJa trying to move his 5th base up, and he sees the pylon. He's like, hello. There you go, Mr. Pylon. And he's going to take that out. But this one is going to be supplying Zealots to take out this base all damn day. Unless he actually scouts this Marine. If he scouts that pylon, that is going to be all sorts of good news. There we go. He's going to see the pylon, and that is going to be taken out. So very, very nice. He's actually stimming with that Marine to try and do very, very fast scouting. So look at this guy. He's too tired. He's been doing too much scouting, and nice storm going down there. A couple of High Templars getting taken down, but storms on the Ghost, always a good option. Actually got a bunch of SCVs. What the hell is he doing with these guys? I think he's trying to make room for more units. He's like, well, I got too many workers. I need to make room for some more supply. And there we go, 3 more Vikings coming out. So he was low on Vikings. and he couldn't build anymore because he was just out of stuff, out of supply. So sacrificing a few workers, and the planetary wiping this out. Very, very nice. So a bunch of zealots coming in here, not really going to do too much. They might be able to harass this missile turret, which is always good to take out missile turrets, allow the DTs to move a bit more freely through your opponent's base. That poor Marine down there did not stand a chance. And meanwhile, the Zealot's going to be taken out. The Ghost manages to be taken out, so nice job there by those Zealots. I believe 2 Zealots. And taking out 1 Ghost is definitely going to be nice and effective. And it looks like Rain may be thinking about taking this base out, or maybe he's just doing a bit of scouting. But yeah, TaeJa moving in, but the storms are starting to get a bit better, and actually a nuke going down there to sort of allow himself to get a beachhead in there. I don't know if he's going to let that go down. I think he will. And it really doesn't do much, but I suppose he's got a ton of resources right now, so he can afford to waste a few nukes. He's trying very, very hard to get a nuke down to hit some workers. I don't know whether it's going to happen. Or the gas mining ones. Yeah, got one of the gas mining ones. Very, very close. Couple more workers coming down to sacrifice. He should at least have them attacking the High Templars, man. I mean, the High Templars are just so fragile. He can probably take out a couple of the workers. But here we go. A bunch more High Templars coming in. EMP all over the place, but feedback as well from the High Templars from the other direction. And the Ghost numbers are just completely insane right now. So there we go. A couple of Zealots going in. He's pushing the nuke slowly further and further in. I don't think they can one-shot a cannon though, but I'm really not sure. If we have a look at the nuke, where is the nuke? I don't see it. He doesn't have a nuke at the moment. Oh, yeah, just a cannon being taken out. And these guys, maybe hoping to take out the Ghost. We actually put down a second nuke there, hoping to catch some guys out of, catch them guys by surprise. Did not work. The Ghost meanwhile moving in, and a couple of Stalkers actually moving out to try and hit the Ghost nice and early. Not quite going to happen, but I feel like Rain has managed to get this base locked down. I don't think there's much chance of TaeJa taking it out anytime soon. Look at the High Templar, got an EMP, but did not manage to snipe it. So it's pretty good. And yeah, this storms are starting to get a lot better in this game. They're really, really starting to hit a lot more stuff. And Rain is starting to feel a bit more confident in really pushing out and doing some damage to this army. But this is an extremely long game right now. I mean, TaeJa is actually starting to think about getting some more expansions, because right now he's only mining off 2, and he really, really wants to be mining off 3 at the moment. So there we go. The Archon forming up, and his High Templars are too low. And yeah, I really don't. He's got so many Ghosts and he's got so many Vikings. I don't know if he actually has the Triple M forces to really do the damage to these Zealots that he needs to, because Vikings and Ghosts, I mean, the Ghosts were okay in terms of Zealots, but they'd have to be sniping them, and that's a lot of energy used up that they would otherwise want to be using on a High Templar. So, and EMPs, of course. So yeah, I do not know. I mean, Rain is starting to look a lot scarier right here, getting a ton of Archons out as well. And I feel like TaeJa, he's doing alright, but with the Storms and the Archons and the Zealots, I feel like his Triple M is just not going to be enough to really hold this off. I don't know, he'd have to like sacrifice Ghosts or Vikings or something to get enough. Yeah, look how many Vikings he has, man. That's way too many at the moment. Although there are 5 Colossus, so that is quite a lot. The Zealot's pushing in here. He's doing a lot of damage, and TaeJa is just like, you know what? That just reminded me I should probably go hit his 4th base. So there, or his 5th base actually, and look at all this stuff that's being built, man. I don't know if he actually needs this. I think he does, but all this stuff is going to get cancelled, I feel like. Is he going to cancel the Nexus? Almost certainly going to cancel it. No, I do not know if that actually got cancelled. I didn't see the cancelled thingy bob, so maybe not. The Protoss player right out in the middle. Great opportunity for some Viking flanks here. If TaeJa, he's got the scan down, so he knows what's going on. Yeah, maybe, no, not quite. He's just, he's probably more worried about these zealots coming in here. Just owning his base. He's going to be moving his main army over to defend his new base. And meanwhile, he's really got to start worrying about these guys. He's just got to cloak up and start taking them out with ghosts. That should be fine for now. But the main army thinking about going in there as well. One planetary. Going to be just saying, yeah, you guys can't come in there. So that's not going to be good. The ghosts are not actually in range, and they've got to get in there and start taking them out before they run out of cloak. And there we go. So one ghost getting taken out, but the rest of them going to get taken out as well. Just pylons everywhere, absolutely everywhere. And TaeJa trying to knock him out, but Storm's just stopping him at every single point. And I'm not sure. I mean, if Rain keeps getting down perfect storms, then TaeJa eventually is going to lose his army, and then he's going to lose the game. He's got really good ghosts, but I don't know. He's been getting good high Templar control, but not as good as game one. Not as good as game one, and the Templar are definitely getting some stuff off. So if TaeJa goes in there and he has perfect high Templar control, just like there, that was beautiful. Did not get a storm off. There we go, got a storm off. So that was bad. And he just has to keep doing all that good stuff, getting his Vikings in there, taking out the Colossus. He wants to push in, but every time a storm goes down, he has to back off. So it's very, 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 very slow to get in there and actually do something. But I do not know. These guys have been fully capped out for like 10 minutes now. It's absolutely insane. And TaeJa is really being really aggressive, but he cannot run. He cannot be fully aggressive because he's just going to run into a storm. And if he runs into storms, then he just cannot stay there. He cannot keep pushing forward because then he will lose. So he's got to back off, and every single time he moves forward, there's another storm in his face. Bloody, whatchamacallit, Stalker's trying to do something there, but that is not going to work at all. There's just too many ground forces. And he's actually spending most of his time just dealing with pylons and observers at the moment. Completely insane. He's gotten very, very good at spotting them though. Some nice storms coming down. Marauder's moving out, just sniping them out nice and quick. He's going to take some damage here, but he's going to keep pushing in. And he's actually going to go for this base. I don't know if this is a good idea. He's going to get flanked quite badly here. And his army is not as big as it possibly could be, but he may be able to make this work with some nice EMPs if he doesn't get stormed. If he doesn't get stormed, he should be fine, but it looks like there's actually no high Templars left in this army. All the Colossus going down very, very fast, but the remnants of the ground army of TaeJa is... I mean, there's basically none of them left. 5 Marines, 1 Marauder. So, I mean, he did have 16 Ghosts though, and I guess the Ghosts were enough to finish off the Stalkers and Zealots and all that other stuff. So, his ground army just got absolutely owned, but he took out all the High Templar and the Colossus, and that was fine. I guess that was enough, and Rain just gave the GG, decided that that he could not do any more at that point, because yeah, his bases would have just started folding from then on, and he could not build up. I mean, he was running on 2 things at the moment. It was High Templar here and there getting off the storms, and the threat of that core Colossus army. So he needed both of those to maintain his position in the game. He lost the core of Colossus. There was no way he could rebuild that at this point of the game. He could keep putting out High Templar bits and pieces, but yeah, with the Ghost control in there, it just wasn't going to be enough. It wasn't going to be enough. Just storms here and there was never going to wipe out a core Triple M army. So there we go. That is going to be game number 2. Another really, really long game, but definitely awesome all over the place. And congratulations to TaeJa. He is 2-0 so far in this tournament. And yeah, so far Rain doing an excellent job, but not quite getting it done in either game. And it'll come down to game number 3 to see whether Rain can push back and actually knock TaeJa off his giant momentum push that he's currently on. But I do not know, man. It's quite possible that TaeJa may just take this series 3-0 and move straight on to the semi-finals. And it's going to be freaking awesome. So there we go. Moving on to game number 3. I'll check that out in just a minute. Stay tuned. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoyed this game. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so, because these games are awesome.